A well-constructed drag bubble camp gives you an immense advantage in PvP. It allows you to dictate the range you start a fight at, gives you a very high chance of decloaking targets, and quite often just confuses the victims that you catch. It also puts you in control of which fights you take, something conventional gate camping doesn't do. Setting up a drag bubble is also very simple, so let's go through how it's done, before I talk about how to avoid these traps. I'm in the system 93PI, which is a pipe system. A pipe is a system that has 2 stargates, which means the majority of people that enter this system will be warping from one gate to the next. I'm setting up my drag bubble on the Saranen gate, which means I'll be trying to catch people coming from the direction of the GTAC M4I8 gate. First, I'll want to get some distance between myself and the Saranen gate. Anywhere up to 500 kilometers away from the gate is fine, in the direction opposite from the GM gate. Drag bubbles work up to 500 kilometers away from the target's intended landing spot. I'm around 260 kilometers away, so let's turn my micro-warp drive off so we can finesse the positioning. I also click on my ship, which brings up a little circle on my ship's center point. This is the fiddly bit. We're trying to align the Saranen gate icon, the GTAC M gate icon, and the circle at the center of your ship. You should take some time doing this, go as slow as you need. The more perfectly all 3 line up, the better. Make sure your bookmarks window is open by pressing Ctrl B, and save your location as soon as you get a perfect alignment. So again, we're looking out for a perfect alignment of the icons. And save. Let's take a closer look, as it's difficult to see exactly what you're looking out for. Save as soon as they align. Save. Next, approach your new bookmark and come to a stop. This will be where you need to launch or anchor your bubbles. In this case, I'm using an interdictor with bubbles that have a 20 kilometer radius. So next we need a bookmark for where our targets will land. Approach the gate and get ready to save a bookmark when you're the bubble's radius away from the first bookmark, so for me 20 kilometers. And that's the hard part done. So let's take a look at the trap in action. Pochven is a great place for drag bubbles. The region is one big pipe. In this example, I'm in an interdictor, and I have an ult in the system that the targets will be coming from, Ichoria. Use a friend if you don't have an ult. I'm sat on the first bookmark we made, and my ult sees an Ishka jump in. Now is the time you need to launch the bubble. The warp is calculated the moment a target clicks warp, which means if you launch the bubble while they're mid-warp, it will have no effect and they'll land on the gate as normal. I then approach the second bookmark we made, which is the location the target should land. It's also the location that will give you a good chance of decloaking the target if they're cloaked. It's entirely possible your target wasn't warping gate to gate, so don't be put off if nobody shows. Just reset and wait for your next target. If you caught your target, launch a second bubble to seal their fate. Lock, tackle, and don't be the first to die. Be aware of accidentally catching other people too, and be ready to disengage if a fleet warps through, as accidentally catching 30 ships doesn't end well, trust me. You don't have to use an interdictor, you can use Anchorable Bubbles, but you need to check their radius and set your bookmarks accordingly. You won't be able to pick which targets you catch though. So how do you avoid a drag bubble? Well, you could fit an interdiction nullifier if you're flying a valid ship type. Activating it before warp will make you impervious to the drag bubble, letting you warp to the gate directly. Shuttles have nullification built in. Alternatively, simply warp to the gate from a different angle. You can do this by first warping to another location, be it a planet, station or asteroid belt, and then warping to the gate. A drag bubble only pulls you in if the bubble lies on your warp vector. If possible, I like to warp to a celestial that is within D-scan range and check for warp disruption probes or anchorable bubbles. Make sure you have those scannable in your overview. To do this, open your overview settings, tab presets, and search for mobile warp disruptor and interdiction probes and make sure they're checked. You can then D-scan when in range to know whether or not there is a bubble on the gate. You only have to worry about bubbles in nullsec, wormholes, and pochven, but warping gate to gate puts you at risk of being smart bombed no matter where you are. Depending on how you intend to use this knowledge, fly safe or good hunting, and please consider subscribing if you found this video useful. Cheers!